Hey guys, thanks for coming here. Thanks for stopping by. The old hop smoothie, indeed. And actually tonight I'm drinking a low alcohol beer. Hey, Diadems. Hey man, thanks for that. 28-month streak. Diadems and I almost have, what is it, 2-year-old, 3-year-old? Hey, first time chat. Laketia, I recognize your name though. Like from Lord Gasumba's stream, perhaps, or some other stream. Yeah, tonight I'm doing this guy. He's a Reaper. I just call him. I can't remember what the exact name of this mini is. So I just call him Mage. That's what he looks like. And I did paint his face last week really quickly, and I did, of course, kind of. I did dry brushing and stuff like that. Discord link. I got it. Unless we just do this. Let me pour this beer, and then we'll start painting this guy. Finish him up, hopefully. Good, thanks for everyone being here. Diadem, thanks again for that resub. I think he's an elf. This guy looks elvy to me, but he's got a hat on, a hood, so it's difficult to tell. Let me see if I can put him up in front of the camera. After I pour this beer, excuse me. There you can see I'm pouring this beer here. Get this sorted. Important things first. Hop smoothie. Jeez. Indeed. Awesome. Share the dungeon map into the. You can just put it in the mini pictures Discord, and we'll channel will take a look at it, or tell me where you put it. But yeah, I can maybe. My autofocus, my camera's not working very well. Well, okay, this worked. There, this guy is. See his face in there? He gives off an elf vibe with that long hair too. So this is the mini that I've primed in black and then did some dry brush on him and did his face quickly last time while I was waiting for this other stuff to dry. So now we'll really go for it here tonight. You can put any Grizzly, anything you want. You can put in the mini pictures channel there. There's also, I don't know what is open to access, but you can put it in that. Map and look. That is for the map and location stuff. Is for some of my actual D&D parties. Where's that one at, anyways? I don't even know. Wherever you can put it, just tell you where you put maps and locations. That works too. That works too. If you have access to that, I think you do. Go right ahead. Put it in there. Right. Out here, sorted. But yeah, also Lucius. I want to say Lucius. Leuceetios. Lucius. I recognize your handle from some stream. Perhaps J. Scott's. Perhaps Superior Adventures Guild. Perhaps Agora Quest. I don't quite know. All right, I'm gonna where's this guy's? Was it skin tone I just bought? No, that's a different color. Some new paints that I bought just yesterday. This one, medium flesh tone. Oh, I gotta get my stupid. Here's where this stuff is. I was wondering where some of my other equipment was. Where's my vortex shaker? Courtyard of the Golden Palace. Oh, let's see it there. Let me plug in my shaker. This is it. Yeah. Pretty obvious this is a top quality stream. I've got everything kind of ass backwards here. We'll mix that up. your map here. It's okay. Anaroin Elf Wizard. I'm gonna look that up. Cool. I actually bought this probably a year ago when I was last in the States. Um, and that's a big map. So this is a Grizzly. This is like nice. That's pretty cool. That hand. This is kind of like a big map for the board for your player. So let's show this off. This is Grizzly's. Here I'm actually finished. That's all right. That's all right. I'm going to show off Grizzly's map really fast here. Let me show this off. Anyone else who has images they want to put and they want to share on stream, typically, obviously, kind of D&D stuff, tabletop role playing, maps. Mostly people show mini pictures and terrain, that kind of stuff. Here is Grizzly's. That's like a big tabletop map. How big is that? So a battle map essentially. So cool. What do you said you call it? Courtyard of the Golden Palace. The Golden Palace down on the bottom. Yeah, and you have these really kind of cool sectors there in the four corners that have cool images on the floors. Each of those squares is each of those squares is for a 27 by 21 squares. So in each square is like a medium person. I'm kind of guessing. That's pretty cool stuff. Nice. That's a cool battle map. Battle map is what I'm assuming, right? Cool. Nice. Before you go to work, I understand. And let me now. I'm gonna type. I want to see this. I want to check out what you have said, Lucius, about Reaper Elf Wizard. Let's see. Yeah, Wood Elf Wizard. Okay. Yeah, here we are. And Orion. Okay, I'll shop him. Yep, that's the guy. That is the guy. So he is an elf. Oh, and here's some people have painted him. Wow, painted him kind of purple and pink. Nice paint job. I might just like far out. I'm gonna save that image of the paint. So here's it's all right. Yeah, I did get it. Lucius, thank you. Here's that's Grizzly's cool battle map. This is the mini that we have here tonight in front of us. Expand him a little bit. That's the mini I have in my there he is in my hot hands. That's some person painted on the Reaper website. 10 hours of paint? What kind of paint do you use on that? And I'm going to look at other things, other people who have painted this guy, just to get some ideas about how people have painted him. Let's look at him. Okay, there's blues and yellows. Yep, that's right. There's greens, blues and gold. Green is a popular one. Okay, not a whole lot of images online though, but let's we can look at this guy too. Oh, that's the best paint job, frankly, that one. This one looks pretty good. So yeah, and he's got a flame on top of his staff. I don't know. I'm looking at another image. No, it's this person's done it kind of in blue. That works as well. These are nice. I will show this in 2 seconds. There's this image as well. Oh no, I can't do that one. It's a done file. See that one? Oh, here we are. Okay. Here's another image of this guy. And I have to smallerize it. Let me kind of make this fit, transform, fit the screen. There's another image of this guy. Someone else's painting vision. That's pretty cool. right, so we've got kind of a purple and yellow, a blue and yellow, blue and whatevs. Yeah, that background's pretty cool. That background's cool. It's broken. Yes, absolutely. But here, we have my version. And I got to redo his face and hands a bit. Okay, wood elf. And there's a wood elf. Yeah, let's think about the color scheme for that guy. Green works. Green and yellow is always hard to do. Christ. Green and blue. I kind of was gonna make him an evil wizard, but maybe not. Let me do his hands, and then we'll move on to something else. And let me get a brush here. Good small brush for his hands. Okay. Here, I'll put here is a cool. Well, here. Check out this web if you want. This web page is where that last image of this mini's from. It looks like it's a big old. Anna Ryan, Wood Elf Wizard, a skull by Bobby Jackson. Beautifully sculpted miniature with just the right amount of detail to make it fast to paint. Also look on the table, and that guy's done. Yeah, this guy's done a really cool job with it, frankly. Seriously. He's got nice blending. He's gonna do a lot better than me, but I don't know what kind of color scheme we're gonna go for here. The first time I'm gonna do his hands right here. Lucius, thanks so much for that tip on who this guy is. It's really helpful. Is that okay? Okay, there's, yeah. I'm gonna do his hair and face, and then do the big cape. All right, that's my order of business. Yeah, and I'll have to really kind of think hard about doing this cape nicely. Whoa, Grizzly! So basically, the map is the second boss. My grasp of avarice dungeon. A seat that was corrupted and then buried under a mountain. The four symbols in the courtyard symbolize the 4 decades that the empire experienced before it had fallen. A star stands for the era of wealth. Dagger for the era of gold. Gold blood cult. Hands for the era of. I like the hands because they're on top and bottom of a thing, of like a diamond, like. And the last for the era of enlightenment. Those are the four decades. Have your players come to this battle map yet? I mean, have you used it? Do they appreciate it? Okay, still gotta do a bit more here, actually. they were stuck in the first encounter, but they will get there, right? That what we can assume they will get there. They were stuck 4 hours in the first encounter. Is that what you mean saying? 4 hours in the first encounter? Crap. Okay, eyeballs. Eyeballs on this guy. Yes, and then his face and lips and hair, and then they're not meatheads, but they play like them. Thanks for letting I get 3 diagrams. I looked at it too real quickly. Meatheads. A meathead. That is a. Aren't you in Switzerland? Meathead is like. That reminds me of like a 1970s term because in the U.S. because there's a sitcom called All in the Family, and the son-in-law, who was the butt of the jokes of the father, he always called him meathead. I don't know. My approach can be kind of murder hobos. That's funny. Gosh, that's a lot of white coming out. That's maybe the problem with the vortex shaker. I don't know. Okay, now I'm gonna get a tiny brush. Not that one. Where's my good tiny brush? Not that one. Maybe I don't have a good tiny brush anymore. Far out. Am I out of good tiny brushes, or I'm just looking at the wrong spot? This will work. So yeah, I'm doing it inside his face right now, and then I'll show it off a little bit. What? I think the term meathead's coming back. No, what's the bag of holding Bob? I'm not aware of that cursed item. It sounds funny though. I got his eye pretty good, actually. Who knows the bag of holding Bob? And now I gotta put a tiny black dot on this guy's eye, and then I'm gonna wash it in blue. And oh god, let's get a bag of holding, but with the twist, so you have to roll a d6 before it starts placing out at the bag. I'll roll a 1. One. I roll a d12. It's not really what you're looking for. You pull out a random creature. Creature's hostile and attacks immediately. Giant rat and owlbear. Nice. A bag of holding Bob. That's obviously a homebrew, right? Item, maybe from D&D Beyond. That's funny. Ooh, my black. And Ryan, Wood Elf Wizard. You want to pay your tap and have boom, a hippo appears. Crush. Yeah. No, that's you. I mean, well, it'd be fun for players to use that, but my players would never use it. I'd be too scared to pull out a hippo. What's this? Yes. I got that really well, frankly. As many of you know, eyes can be tough, but I nailed this eyeball. I fucking nailed it. I'm so proud I'm gonna show it off. You can't see. There it is. Check that eyeball out. Freaking nailed that eyeball. The head of a pin. Okay, Grizzly. See you around. Thanks for coming by, man. Like your maps. Okay, I'm going to wash this eye in blue, but I got to do his mouth and highlight stuff on him too, and then do his hair. So his mouth will just be a little bit of red, perhaps. That was lucky. Sometimes I get lucky with a steady hand. Elf lips. He doesn't. What does an elf lip look like? I don't quite know. That's kind of thing you might use a pen on that. Okay, elf lips. I don't want to make them too red because it'll just look kind of weird. So, what am I going to add? I'm going to add a little bit of red perhaps to that skin, or do I use this color, sandalwood? Maybe I'll use the sandalwood color. Let's see how that works. Let's do this. My tiny brush. And just barely putting some paint on that guy right there. It's fine. Okay, now I'm going to do some blending of stuff. There's some highlighted stuff here. Up to friggin' nose. I'm gonna do his hands too as long as not here. A little bit lighter. hands again. Maybe one last lightning of the hands and the face. This is too light or not. All right. We'll have to do some darkening of his interior features, his hands. I might do that right now. It's a little bit of the lightest kind of. He's a wood elf, but I'm trying not to make him too. He kind of looks like an Oompa Loompa, but I'm going to try not to think about that. All right. And Agrax is too dark. Maybe some Seraphim sepia that'll make him really brown. I don't know. Reekland, looking really red. I don't know. Reekland or Seraphim sepia. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Agrax is too much. A little bit of Reekland. Just a bare little bit here. See on his hands first, probably. I probably should have waited to highlight it after I did this, but hindsight. That looks fine. So I might do some more highlighting when that dries. Highlighting here. Washing with Reekland in the hand. I might just put a touch of blue wash on his eyes. See if I can get any kind of glow or something. Let me show you what I mean here. Yeah, darken off nightshade. And let's see how he looks in his hands, how they look. Alright. And let's get a little tiny bit of blue on his eyeball. Let's see what this looks like. Oh man, that was too much. That's more where I want. Saturate it and suck it back up with the wick. The brush. It's kind of getting there. Hey, Rosewolf! Thanks for coming in, man. Let me do this little touch-up thing, and I'll show you what we got going on here. How you doing, man? Thanks for welcoming in there as well, Diadem. Thank you. All right. Here's this guy's face. Hard to see in there, but that's him. It's deep in there. And one of the eyes are not perfectly, a different amount of blue on one than the other, but I guess maybe he's got kind of difficult eyes, like those weird dogs, you know? I think we'll leave it at that. Alright, now I'll move on to his hair. That's right, hair. So, doing good, making this a quick spell for my cleric to use. What my sheet we were trying to use is pain in the butt. Yeah. I actually ended my subscription to Roll20, and I just went to Owlbear Rodeo. Owlbear Rodeo, of course, doesn't have all of those kinds of bells and whistles that Roll20 does, but I found Roll20 just to be such a pain in the ass, all that stuff. And I'd rather just like you're doing there, have a list of spells in front of me, and I just, I don't click a button on Roll20 that makes the spell effect. I just tell the DM I'm doing this. So that was my kind of feeling after. I think my Roll20, my annual subscription, like it might finally expire this month or next month, but kind of like late last year, I just kind of canceled. I just kind of canceled the subscription and didn't re-up it, and then I knew when it ran out it'd be over. Lordy, you're working on some FAA regulation? Wow. So, dude, how is it under the new regime? That's what I want to ask. How is it under the new regime? Because isn't the FAA, if you're an FAA employee, aren't you guys like under kind of some heat? A7 crashed. What? A7 crashed in the office. I was not thinking that, but wow. Well, there was that horrific one on day 2 or whatever it was, or the night of the inauguration or whatever. God. I mean, yeah, jeez. Yeah, good lord. But oh lordy, did I tell you I got a new bike? Oh lordy, I had the green Harley I had, and I traded it in to get another one because the green Harley was just too old school. It was a 40-year-old bike. It was beautiful. That sounded awesome, but there were 7 crashes last year and 87 so far. Are you kidding me? Well, a couple of years ago, the New York Times did some analysis, right, about. Oh no, it was a couple of years ago, the New York Times did an analysis of all the near misses in the U.S. I mean, they're constant. And I remember the outcome of that reporting was pretty much, it's only a matter of time before there's a friggin' catastrophe, even more so than a helicopter hitting the jet. Well, that was a pretty big catastrophe, I guess. There's just, it was kind of like after reading that report, and you're like, I can't believe there hasn't been, 5 airplanes colliding in a row at these airports. Yeah, oh my goodness, that's scary. I will show you This is the, yet another bike. Anyways, here's the two motorcycles right now. Okay, these are the two motorcycles. The black one is mine. That's the 2015 Street Bob, and the gray one's they're both mine. But my wife drives the gray one. Although I've been driving all week because she hurt her foot, so can't drive. But the gray one's a 1200 Sporty, and it's like driving a toy. But it's really fun. It's like, it's just so zippy, and you can just throw it around. It seems to weigh next to nothing compared to my black one. But yeah, those are the two rides right now. Okay, back to mini painting. So Rosal, if you're saying your poor DM told you to do this because he was told the sheet was supposed to be easy to use, it was not. It was not. Yeah, like I said, I don't know about. I'm gonna use silver gray for this guy's hair. Yeah, like I said, Roll20 just got to be too many bells and whistles, and that made it not quick. For a VTT for playing with your mates, I think you want quick and easy. I mean, there's something to be said for, well, that's why I want quick and easy. Now, hey, this stick one, this stick one. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for first time chatting. I only played Diana. Thanks, Diana. It's easier. I've only used Roll20 for the 2014 rule set. Yeah, but like I said, I went back to Owlbear Rodeo, which is simple, and I kind of just prefer the simplicity of that to the bells and whistles of Roll20, which was always difficult for me to navigate. I'm typically a DM, not a player, but yeah. So I mostly play in person, and we have our in-person group, which meets Sundays. So this Sunday at midday, we're back to playing D&D. Might be the boss fight for Lost Caverns of Saj Camp. Come on, come one, come all for that one. And if you want to see or read about kind of our campaign and character backstories and maps and session reports for the last 2.5 years, like 60-something session reports, great pictures, you can go there. Yeah, Roll20, I don't know. Personal beef. It kind of got, what do they call it, enshittified, and something that's kind of simple and works well, and then they keep adding bells and whistles to it, and it just gets worse and worse and worse the more you add to it. So then, Diana, when you play a character in Roll20, I have to modify the names of the spells a lot to remind myself. Yeah, domains, bells, yeah. Indeed. This silver gray. Take my brush here. So on this channel, for you who are new here, thanks for being here. On New Zealand Wednesday nights, we close the window. On New Zealand Wednesday nights, we paint minis here in the game room. It is New Zealand where I'm streaming from, even though I don't sound like it. This is where I live. On New Zealand Wednesday nights, this time, for a couple hours, we paint minis typically. Also kind of paint terrain and build and tinker with terrain. Right now it's 8 p.m. 7:58 p.m. Yeah, so it's 8 here. So we are, whatever that is, 7 hours behind you, but a day ahead. And you're in Florida, right, Lordy? Well, not a day ahead, but yeah. I mean, you're saying you're my day now, but we're in the future of the day. 2024 Roll20 character sheets are so bloated and hard to navigate. See, that's what I mean by enshittified. With under the guise of trying to make things better, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And I'm an old grognardy guy, so yes, I grew up playing D&D in the 80s, and I like the old stuff. So much so that I'm actually kind of moving back to 1E rule set. I've started a game with my high school buddies online over Discord, and we're using Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 1E rule set, that I grew up on. And so, actually, we're just starting this coming weekend. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to use a different paintbrush for this. This guy's hair. I started. Hey, right on, Diana. I grew up in Seattle, Washington area. Yeah, first started playing, I think in. Hey, Excel, good to see you too, man. I first started playing, I think in 1980, because I was 10, and it was 6th grade, and we started with basic, and then expert, and then quickly went to AD&D. So that was my day. You grew up in Milwaukee. I actually went to, not Milwaukee, but nearby. I went to GaryCon last year, a year ago for the first time. Awesome. I can't wait. I'm not going this year, which is in like end of March, which is like in a couple weeks, right? But I'm going in 26. Diana, I'm painting Reaper Mini. This is um, Anna Royan or Anna Ryan, Elf Wizard from Reaper. So just kind of started, right? So here we are. And yeah, he's so shrouded in friggin' if you want to see his face, oh, there's his face. Hard to focus his face. He's so friggin' tiny. So yeah, that's not really gonna focus her. There's his face. Not in very good focus. Thank you, man. All the stuff I paint is up there in the slide carousel. I'm a mediocre mini painter. What I gotta do is I gotta actually fix that eyeball. I'm gonna finish his hair coming out here, and I'm gonna work on his eyeball a bit more. It's practical, already. So yeah, thanks for coming by, everyone. This is our standard New Zealand Wednesday night. Our standard New Zealand Sunday midday, 12 noon, is live D&D around the table with all these miniatures and terrain. So yeah, come by and talk about anything, you know, primarily tabletop role-playing, Dungeons & Dragons, other stuff. And maybe like me, you also grew up playing. There will be Excel, yes, I just said, so yeah, we're back at it, for God fucking sakes. It's been the summer, and this is my summer, remember. The summer of total schedule catastrophe, D&D scheduling catastrophe. Mostly my fault for tons of travel, work and not work. But we're back at it this Sunday, and it is a very good chance it's going to be the boss fight in Lost Cabins of Sarge Camp. Very good chance that that's what's going to happen. Oh! Trish Talker there. I gotta not talk about the game now. I guess it's. I mean, yeah, it's almost certainly gonna. I don't know how. If you guys don't enter that center chamber, I know, I know. I'm sorry, Excel. It's been. I should be back in business now. It's been a December, January, and February the whole time. December, Jan, and Feb. It's been a D&D streaming wasteland for me. I bet in those 3 months, December, Jan, and Feb, maybe I streamed 6 times when I should have streamed about 26 times. I don't know. I know I had to do actual work. I was overseas doing work. What else was I doing? Christ. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, this is work. This is my work. I know, I know. You can give me Starlink if you want. Although the place where I was overseas for work, we had Starlink, um, but it didn't work very well, frankly. It just wasn't there wasn't good coverage. I mean, there wasn't good coverage where I was in the building that had Starlink. So I don't think it was Starlink. It was like I was living in a concrete box, so that was the problem, I think. Okay, this guy, get his face done there. Now it's gonna be done his hair. I might put a bit of wash on the hair, like the lightest kind of gray wash, I guess. I might Space Wolf's gray on that white, and then I don't know either. I don't know either if Strong has bandwidth for that. You would think it would. It's got to because it's touted as this take anywhere internet, right? Like even for your home, if you live in the middle of nowhere. Here in New Zealand, they have it for people who live on farms in the middle of nowhere. I mean, that's what it's. I think it's kind of not built for, but suggested that that's a good use for it. Oh yeah, okay. Because physics. Shoot, okay. Right. That's his. Oh my lord. Hurt my arm. Yeah, hand, but okay. There's hair, and I'm gonna have to redo hair, so I'm gonna leave it like that for now. But let's do far out. Pretty much after you do face and hands, I could do the staff, but I'm just gonna go all out here and do the friggin' cape. So now we have to think of kind of, um, yeah, yeah. Ethan, there's some cray AI out there. I was showing a notebook. If you put a document reading or paper, it will create a podcast with AI's voice. But I'm not talking about talking about your document. What? Oh, okay, good idea. What? That's insane. Instantly disturbing. Oh, send me a link later at some point or an email. Send me a link about that. Wow. Notebook LM. Wow. Okay, I'll remember that. Notebook LM. Oh my God, disturbing. In your lab. Okay. So I could take one of my articles and put it in lab in Notebook LM and then just play it for class. Two interesting people discussing my research, and I can go have a cup of coffee. This is great. This is great news. Oh, it's insane, man. Trish Talker and I work in the same institution, so I thought my bit of work stuff there. Insane. Okay. Okay, now we got to think about, again, like I said, the color. And mine, where's generic? I mean, it's better than the crap. Ha! Better than the crap current body's pumping out. Okay, send me a link. Okay, painting this guy's capola. I've decided not to just use contrast paint on it and try to paint it properly. I don't know. What? Think about a wandering town because of Berman Outlander. What's the Excel? I'm totally clueless what you're talking about. Enlighten me, please. Yeah, so do I do it? Yeah, I'm gonna paint this without contrast paint. Green sky and olive. And then maybe the bottom is blue. All right, I don't know. Got different kinds of blue. Oh, I got not gunmetal blue, but dark sea blue. I like dark sea blue. Yeah, okay. I might do this, people. All right, we're gonna do it. These are two basic colors. These two basic colors. We're gonna try medium olive and dark sea blue for this thing. Wish me luck. It's only a model. If you screw it up, it's not that big a deal. You can also paint. I can spray paint it black if I want to. Took me several days to discover Bergen at lunch because Troll Lord gained OG PDFs. Just drive through and search for it. Warringtown is a town at the top. Okay, but yeah, yeah. But is where in what? There's that reminds me more of Forgotten Realm stuff. So Bergman Outlandish, is that from our day? Is that from Troll Lord's campaign world? Okay, here we go, people. I might use a slightly bigger brush. This one is a 0. Maybe I could go to a, gosh, I could use that nice, using that nice 4. I'll initiate my beautiful 4, number 4. My unused number 4. Look at that brush. It's gorgeous. I'm scared though. I'm scared. But I will. I'm gonna do it. Until I make the present. This is a nice brush. I'm painting over the edge, yeah, but that's all right. West, okay, West Marchish. Yeah, it's up. Yeah, yeah. So if you're in the city, you have a whole new set of maybe like, as it teleports to new areas, a whole new set of possibilities, right? I gotta remember there's an edge to this thing, which I kind of missed. Not looking too bad, I guess. Somewhere to the frost fell in between the plane of water and the plane of air, and yeah, Tang Highlands and some alpine mountains, new location for numerous town. Yeah, that would be certainly a campaign of much variation. I'm going to paint that with a smaller brush once we get in there. I have to kind of if the town made for 40 degrees, no sunny, 35 degrees south. Of course, it's yes. So you found this thing on DM's Guild, kind of a resource book for this? I just got my copy of Gary Gygax of the Hermit from the Troller Games Kickstarter of last year. Here it is. Hardback. Gary Gygax of the Hobbit. I've just started reading it. It's really nice. It is pretty Gygaxian in its structure. This book wasn't on Trollworld's new website. You probably email Steve Chanel, right? But Copilot did prompt me with the. Oh, okay. Copilot. That's the Microsoft AI kind of thing, isn't it? Okay. I'll work on this elf guy, elf wizard, and Ryan. But from Reaper Minis, that Lucius helped me figure out the name of this guy because I bought this guy a year ago or so. I since dispensed with the packaging. I can't remember what he was called. I suspected Elf Mage. He looks kind of elfy. But I really didn't know. I could have painted this guy like Santa Claus. So somebody found it and told me it was on Drive too. Ah, what Discord? You in the Trollers Discord you're asking about? What's that part of it? What's that part? Huh. So he's getting there. He's getting there. Tell you what, though, I like this freaking brush. As I keep saying. That means a small brush though to get in. Okay, and there's, oh my god, yeah, that's gonna be difficult. He's got interior cloth too. So I'm gonna have to kind of. Figure out how I'm gonna do that. Ooh, take a quick little, just distract myself here. Thanks everyone for being here. We're painting Anarion, Wood Elf Mage or Wizard from Reaper Minis, talking about various things. So what we normally do on Wednesday nights here in New Zealand. We paint minis and talk about tabletop role-playing stuff, primarily D&D. Primarily Greyhawk, that's my... Oh, we don't talk primarily about Greyhawk, but Greyhawk is my bag. What can you say? Okay. Oh, yes. I guess just gonna do the green thing on this guy here. Oh, here, yeah, lots of stuff going over here too. Okay, we're pretty close here to our first coat of green. Pretty close to first coat of green. Gosh, I like this brush. The way it's styled. No, he's just really basic right now. We're just blocking stuff out. And I think I might just do another coat of green quickly, and then before I go on to the lining, the linings of him. You know what I mean there? This is the ends of the, oh yeah. Yeah, another quick thing green, and then small brush, some small brush green there. Let's do another kind of quick coat of stuff. Get in there. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. Still coming along. Hey, thanks, Lordy. Almost Tuesday. Hey, I'm going to bed. Good luck. Hey, thanks, Diana. Thanks for that. And yeah, keep in touch. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, come by anytime. Well, thanks, Lordy. That, yeah, you guys are up late. One thing to use brushes, you can always load it up. Oh, hell. It's not the best technique in the world, but I'm not the best painter. You're looking right. I'm gonna use a small brush to get in some stuff in here. A smaller brush. Keep that one nice. Here's a smaller brush. Put that next to the hair here. Not easy being green. Well, that's gonna be white. Okay, well, we'll see how this goes. I might have kind of panned over something that should be white, but that's all right. No one will ever know. Except you good people, and you won't tell. It's kind of confusing what's what in here. Maybe some of that should be a touch of green in there. But we also have white. And that's going to be his inner sleeve. Figure that out. Hair. Okay, that. And the bottom, I'm not going to worry about right yet. And everything else looks kind of okay. And I'm going to paint his inner sleeves. Oh, okay. Alright, we can't see. Oh, here we go. I know, sorry. There he is. I know when I'm painting like this. Anyways, there he is. Just blocked out the green basically on him, right? That's it. And now we'll start doing other stuff. I'm actually writing an email about a twist right now. That's like this Hellspawn that runs the Hasbro side. I know, it is. I don't know. I might call it quits on that. I don't know. I mean, I've done some face stuff, but it's yeah. It could. Here's the face thus far. It's really like I can't really even get up in there. I can't even get close enough to the camera. Okay, there's the face almost came into focus. I mean, I tried to make his eye a little blue, but I didn't get the other eye, and yeah, his hair needs to be washed and highlighted, but oof. I might call it done on the face. Indeed. I might call it done with a little bit of touching up here and there. Okay. His inner sleeves there. It should be kind of brown. It's got blue and green, and we probably should do a kind of brown on this. I've had a stressful day. My watch tells me. Okay, what blue and green? What pops off of that? Like just light brown, really light brown, because those are gonna be kind of dark things, I think. So maybe even something like this. It'll be really really earth tony. That's for certain. Green and red. Could do something like that. Black, red. I don't know. Gotta ask Loki what she would do. Orange, brown. No, too close to his hands. No, not that one. Medium flesh tone. That's what I use for his skin. Cavalier brown. That's really. I think maybe this maybe that kind of color. Burnt umber. You'd just be full on wood elf guy. Burnt umber it is, huh? Yeah, I might get in the beer. I might get in the beer in a sec here, people. Just so everyone can track my movements. Let's do his sleeves in this stuff. Is this a 0? Yeah, it's a 0. I don't know what this soundtrack is called, but it's pretty gruesome sounding. Is this maybe Lair of the Worm or something like that? This is all from Tabletop Audio. So this is your going to bed music. I'm sorry you have nightmares. His sleeves on him. Is that a thumb I missed? How'd I miss his thumb? Christ. How do you miss a thumb? That's all thumb? Wow. It was indeed thumb. Got to repaint that hand, which is fine. I don't think that's thumb. Is that thumb as well? I just don't. Maybe it's thumb, but It is, he's got giant fucking hands. Like fucking Will Chamberlain hands. Okay. I've done those. Burnt umber them. I'm gonna do the blue edge, okay, of everything, and then I'll get to doing some blending of highlights and whatnot, which is gonna be interesting. So, all right, I'll put that gentleman there. I'm gonna go get beer, take a quick break. I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Black. Yeah. So I'm gonna use. I really like this blue, dark sea blue. That's the blue I'm gonna use for this edge. So those are the two colors, right? Olive green and dark sea blue. We'll see how that looks. I'm gonna pour this last beer. This beer is only 2.5%, so I kind of like drinking water, but can't really function the next day if I drink, you know, 3 7% beers before going to bed. That doesn't make for happy sleep. Does not at all. Yeah, let's see how this blue works. I don't know. Could, yeah, we'll see. You sleep fine. Ah, there's sleep and there's sleep. I wear one of these watches, right, that charts my sleep like a spaz. I know I shouldn't do it. Um, but geez, if I go to sleep after drinking, yeah, I do not get a good night's sleep. It shows my watch, and I guess I kind of trust it. Okay. Unfortunately, yeah, I kind of farted up that part. Sorry. It's blue. Let me look at the picture I have of this guy here. Try gluten-free beer. Really? Okay. I'll give it a try. What do you? I what's a um? Okay, gluten-free beer. Gluten-free beer. So what do you mean something fruit-based? Do you mean like a lambic? some kind of fruit-based sour. Is that what you mean? Or is this? What am I drinking here? This is actually low-carb pale ale. I don't know. It's not gluten-free, but I think I have seen gluten-free beer in the bottle shop. Huh. I'm gonna follow your advice. I swear to God, I'm gonna do this thing. Um, I'm gonna check out what snake oil you're peddling. Oh, in New Zealand, I know I've seen gluten-free beer. I know I've seen it. This is a local. This is a New Zealand brewer, Eddie Line, and are they from South Island? Are they from like Wanaka, Nelson, South Island? Um, but no, I'll try. I know I saw gluten free. I know we have gluten free beer, but I've just never like thought about it. Ooh, but now I'm gonna try. Okay, that guy doesn't have. That guy's cape has nothing. I'm looking at some images of these guys. What's this one? No way. What's this one? No, it's my motorcycles. I'm looking at images of these guys, and this guy. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to. Does he have a little? Some people paint this guy without a kind of like. What do you call the? How common is it? Okay, yeah. That guy didn't paint with. Okay, ooh, that guy did freehand painting on his like. Wow, look at that. Um. Hmm. This guy didn't paint a border around his hat, and so I think I'm gonna do the same with that hat, hood, whatever it is called. I like that better. Yeah, it looks better. His hair is kind of there. Yeah, that's fine. But his hair right there, hard to tell. I'm going a bit harder here. Gosh, how do I do this? Oh, is that his hair? No. But that will be. No, that's not his hair either, right there. Just talking myself about elf hair. Have you done any big minis in a while? Not. Oh, you haven't done any. No, I've still got the Goblin Horde. I've got like 6 more goblins. I haven't done any big ones recently. I'm going to show you one in a second. Let me finish this little thing here. So I bought some big minis. I just haven't paid them yet. I know. I do gotta get it. That's right back there, right? I gotta get something back there. I've already taken over this room, much to my family's dismay. Let me set this right here. So there's that guy. Look at the size of that guy. Uh, yeah, you can't even like move everything back. You can't even get him in the frame. There's this guy, right? He's ginormous. I haven't painted him yet, obviously. I know, this guy's big. He is friggin' big. I got this guy in the States at Christmas. This guy, equally, this guy's a fire giant, equally kind of big. He's massive. He kind of falls over though. This guy, smaller. This is another Troll Lord. Reaper, I mean, sorry. This is a Reaper Etten. But he's not really well sized for 28mm stuff. Those are the only big ones I have right now that I haven't painted yet. I know that hammer is awesome. The hammer's cool. This thing, it's got runes on it, you know. So that'll be really cool to paint. I kind of really want to, and his armor is really cool. I kind of want to get an airbrush. I mean, I do want to get an airbrush, but they're expensive. But I kind of want to get one before I do these guys. Let me show you a mini that I bought, already painted, actually by a guy here in New Zealand called Interstellar Simeon. So he sells and stuff sometimes, but he's really good. This is a Reaper. He painted this, so I did not paint this guy, but isn't this guy awesome? The color scheme is great, and you can tell he used a airbrush, especially when you turn it upside down and you see the see. So that shadowing, he airbrushed from the bottom up with that kind of rust color, and then the blue as well. But there's tons of cool highlights, and it's so done so well. But an airbrush, would it make it better for my work? I don't know if I have the skill to put an airbrush to good use. And you'll get this reference, oh lordy. It's like when I see guys on, you know, Ducati 748s or tricked out R1s, and I know they cannot use that motorcycle to its full capabilities. Nowhere near it. And I think that's like me with an airbrush. I couldn't use an airbrush to its full capabilities. So it'd be wasted on me. Just like, you know, a $60,000 sport bike is wasted on almost everyone except a professional rider. Oh yeah, did you? What happened? You said something like you hurt yourself or broke something or whatever. Oh, for Bike Week in Florida for where does Bike Week take place? Fort Lauderdale. Daytona Beach. That's right. Sorry, I used to when I lived in the U.S. Yeah, I used to. Well, I've always wanted to go like to Sturgis, but also Daytona Beach would be another one to go to. Wow, that's super cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hmm. I know. I really um, Sturgis. Yeah, I doubt I'll ever go. I don't know when I'd be in that part of the world, and I wouldn't want to like rent a Harley to go to Sturgis because there's no way I'm bringing my one of my bikes over from New Zealand to go to Sturgis. But I don't know. Yeah, shit show. South Dakota. I know. We have awesome riding here in New Zealand. World class riding. in New Zealand and Aussie, of course. So, I'm pretty spoiled for riding here. Okay, I'm gonna use this sweet brush again. Oh yeah, tons of curvy roads, and you're you're never more than an hour from the coastline, right? Um, and um, and the roads are pretty empty, especially in February when it's awesome summer weather, but the kids will go back to school in February, high school kids and primary school kids, and so roads are friggin' empty in February. And we don't have a lot of big motorways. We have a couple big motorways, highways, but then everything else is just two lane. And so small roads, curvy on the coastline, nobody on them. So that's summer riding in New Zealand. So spoiled American engine to New Zealand. Yeah, I was at the gym squats. Oh God, that's why I did it. Yeah, oh my God, squatted 645. Oh Lordy, you're a big guy. What do I squat? 60 kgs. So what? Not 645. God damn. All right, let's see how this works. This is pretty basic color. Well, that's the color. That's. I don't know. I'm gonna finish this off here. Definitely gonna. Yeah, it's all right. I think though I need to go to a different brush. You want? Yeah. 600 pounds fucking squat? What's that? Okay. So that's 300 pounds. It's I'm gonna do quick math here. Oh fucking hell. Squat scare the shit out of me. 100 times 454.454. 600 pounds, 272 kgs. So 270 kgs. That's about 200 kgs more than I squat, which is about 70 kgs with the bar. So 90 kgs all up. Shit, oh dear. Yeah, one rep maxes are hard, aren't they? I mean, they're hard on the body. Okay. Any workout. Yeah, any work. No, that's why I'm an old man. I go to the gym to kind of keep on keeping on. because, yeah, I don't want to, no. I just like doing stuff outside. I like hiking and motorcycle riding and running and blah, blah, blah. And so I want to, keep doing that. I love it when I see like, 70-year-old dudes running, even though they're just maybe they're just kind of shambling along. I think, goddamn straight, man. I want to be doing. I'm impressed. I want to do that when I'm 70. Keep running. Oh, you okay? Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Jesus, man. That's that's scared to listen to. Uh, yeah. I just squats scare me because I just think about going down and not be able to get back up. But I really should fucking not worry about that. You got a fucking rack. Just I have to, drop the squat bar. It's not gonna kill anybody. Might be kind of loud in the gym, but whatever. Yes. Yes. You can roll out a bench press, but I might kill someone. Yeah, God. I just started this new routine where 10 set, like 10 sets of squats and and with a little increasing weight every time on each set. So of like 6 to 8 reps. And so I'm the Red Chevelle. I'd like to see that movie again. And is that the one where they like no, I'm thinking of Christine. I'm thinking of Christine, where they totally destroy that. They take like crowbars and punch holes in the roof, the hood on it. Okay, did that. I'm gonna take a small brush for touch up on this stuff in a second. I've got to maybe spin my camera like this a bit. I'm really pushing forward here. I go over here a bit. Oof. Yeah. Oof. I should watch that movie again. Flying home a couple weeks ago from a work trip, I watched The Shining parts of it. I just go to the bed. I watch The Shining on the plane. I swear to God, one of the greatest scenes in cinema is when Jack Nicholson, is talking to Delbert Grady in the bathroom of the Golden Ballroom. That's just, One of the greatest scenes ever filmed. Like, it's so beautifully done. So friggin' perfect. And the actor who plays Delbert Grady is amazing. Um, uh, I need to start 10, just about bar, head weight 10, weight 10. Yeah, oof. I never saw the sequel. Honestly, I haven't seen it. I don't think I have. I don't think I've seen it. Oh, but it was a book, right? Did they make a movie, the sequel as well? This music right now kind of shining like frankly. Oh, really? Doctor Sleep is just yeah, okay. Yeah, McGregor. Okay. Doctor Sleep. That sounds right. The kid's grown up, right? I should check that out. So it's okay. Okay. Good to hear. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Okay, I might do this side. Oh, I gotta do the inside of this thing too. Far out. And that's gonna be not easy, but I'm gonna try it like this. Freehand this in there, Christ. That's all I'm gonna do. Right now, this one. I'm really seeing a creepy vibe. Cool. That's as much as it actually gets. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I'll check it out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo some of the green here too. Touch up green. Okay, he's getting there. He's getting there. Mmm. I've been there for 2 hours? God. Okay, now the bottom thing here. Do that. Start from this big easy piece here. Yeah, never just landed lots of green. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Oof. What one is great? This mini or that movie? Or the soundtrack, piece of sound? Soundscape from Tabletop Audio? Damn. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there with him. As soon as I get this done, I'm gonna clean it up. Then we'll start kind of highlighting and shadowing and seeing how we go with that. I'm almost done with him here. The trim, the cuffs of his robe, whatever you want to call it. Okay. A little touch of blue there, and I'll do a touch of green. And we'll see where he is. We'll see where he's at in 2 seconds. Oh, 2 seconds. 3 minutes. How's that? Some small blue I'm gonna do. Right there. Small blue right there. Right. Do some touch-up green. A compliance document for the FAA. Wow. I still think an 87 crash. So, why those 87 crashes? I mean, is it because there were I don't know, were there lots of firings at the FAA? I don't know. Or I'm kind of thinking about air traffic controllers, a mix of air traffic controllers and FAA. I guess they're part of the same thing, but it's also like the FAA is what quality controls the building of airplanes, right? For Boeing, 40% of FAA staff. Wow. My sister-in-law works for NOAA, and so she too is like, she's worked for NOAA for a couple of decades, but still, she was justifiably kind of stressed, right? And look at this part here, that's all. And so is that. I need a smaller brush to get in there, maybe. I'll get another small brush in a second. Here. Okay, yeah. Which one is this? %40 FA firings. Wow. He pays another one. Shutting down education is a problem in the story. Yeah. No, yeah, you know it is. It is. Um, yeah. It's yeah. You know, we have not even Trump light, but because it's the Trump light sounds like it's still bad, but well, no, our government is kind of also assailing education, but not in the way the U.S. is, but still. So yeah, it's even unfair to call it Trump light because it's not nearly as bad as that. There's some blue touch up there. Mm-hmm. All right. He's getting there every day, going to bed and not having to think about it. You're right. I do have that. I did. One of my colleagues in the States does the same kind of job as I do. He did say something like, yeah, at least you don't have to wake up to the daily nightmare I do. That is true. Okay, now I'm doing some really small brush green and then some small brush blue, and then we'll see where we are. How's the party reach the caverns? Oh, how? How do they reach the caverns? I have placed Lost Caverns of Sludge Camp in, actually in the Barrier Peaks, in the northern Barrier Peaks, not in the Lord knows where it normally is. Yeah, and so, indeed, they didn't come from Ket or from High Folk, so that's the change for me. It's in, I put Sludge Camp in the northern Barrier Peaks, and so they actually reached it by, from western Bissell. That's it. And they went up in the mountains to a different. Yeah, so it's not Parentland. It's not in Parentland in where I put it. Yeah, I don't want to use that one. Zero. Yeah. Okay, get over here. So let's see about another green. That one. Hmm. Over there. No, it's blue in that one. Shoot. I'm gonna get some blue in this one here. Actually, no, it's all right. Right there. Everybody seems like the ochre orangutan tries to. The ochre orangutan. You guys got good names, I'll tell you that much. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, it's one wonders. I mean, and you think like what I always read about is that he's kind of like really hurting some of his core voters, right? Blue collar government workers to some degree, right? I mean, it was difficult. I just wonder, like, um, yeah, long term, is it going to be, are voters going to be turned off, or are they not going to kind of like pay attention? I don't know. Yeah, about Nebraska, Audemars. We'll allow that. Sorry. um, yeah, people like didn't realize, hey, this is what he's, not what he said he'd do, because I just like, saying things like I've never heard of Project 2025 or whatever it is, or 2035, and I'd never do that, and then the playbook is exactly that. So, yeah, I just don't see how the tariff game is gonna. He used to be so concerned about the stock market. That's how he judged his his worth. And what the stock market was doing. The stock market is now careening back and forth, is it not? Okay, I'm trying to touch up stuff here still. Almost done with the touch up though. But that, I don't know the way that looks. I gotta get that better. What? Was that? Like, no, that's his exact quote. Oh, does anyone care? Not no, bitch, you voted for this. So what's up with Nebraska? I haven't followed, I can only follow so much here. On the other side of the world, just in order to keep my sanity. Okay, that's that green thing. Hey, what's going on in Nebraska? Besides lots of corn growing. Or maybe not, I don't know. Okay. His exact quote. Who cares? Okay. I mean, you guys may know more than that about me, but I do know. So I know USAID was closed, so that was part of the corn. Because I know that. Well, actually, yeah, I know that. The U.S. heavily subsidizes U.S. corn growing. There's a book called Omnivore's Dilemma by a guy named Michael Pollan, and he devotes. It's kind of about how the meal, what goes into your kitchen dinner, and he has a whole section of the book on corn. So yeah, I know that corn is like hugely subsidized. Also, my uncle used to be a rancher in Oklahoma, cotton and cattle, and I think corn too. But so I know all this kind of strange incentives. Like I remember he could plant corn and knowing he could plant something and knowing it would fail and then get money from the government. And so there was one farmer rancher who had the equipment required to plant something, corn or cotton or whatever. And so he would hire out his machine so other farmers could plant this crop that would knowingly fail and then make money on it from the government. Which is like, holy shit. This is when I was a teenager and visited the ranch. What's the thing about eggs? What's the thing about the price of eggs? I know Trump said that he would bring the price of eggs down immediately. But then, so what does a dozen eggs cost in the U.S. these days? I got no idea. But I see all these posts, about egg prices, right? There's this guy right now. There he is. Got it. We now have to kind of work on making his robe look real through shadows and highlights. There's his face in there. He said, day one, a dozen is $10. That's fucking a lot of money. Okay. $10 for a dozen eggs. $10 US is like $18 New Zealand. And so you're paying twice for what I pay for eggs. And I'm talking maybe it's $9 for a dozen eggs for me. And those are like, cage free chickens that, have their own personal, massages every day. Those are the happiest chickens on the planet. And a dozen eggs costs $9. 9 New Zealand dollars. So like, $4. $4 US. Yeah, no, like $6 US. Maybe 5. gosh, for some chickens, and he said I will drop price every once for day. So I know I saw like I've seen posts of like day 75, eggs still cost X amount of dollars or whatever. Wow. Okay. $15 for a dozen eggs. That has something to do with being Alaska, though, doesn't it? Too. Transport up to Alaska, everything costs more there. Wow. It's a lot of money. I'm gonna do this like. There we go. Wow. Huh. Wow. Okay. Man, I've got this guy basically blocked out really nicely, I must say, and clean. But now we have to do the shadowing, making it look real. So first, I guess I'm gonna do some highlights. No, I'll do some highlights first. I'll use this brush. I'll get some white paint over here. Let's see if that's maybe too. It's kind of a little darker now. Oh, fuck. Fix that. That's right there. Alright, trying to get that fall kind of. That looks like our Kroger code. Okay. Oh, okay, got it. Huh. Hey, stores are cheaper. Okay, yeah. Yeah, same here. Damn it. And you guys, I don't, yeah. Sorry about what's going on there in your lives. It's affecting all of our lives, of course, but you guys are at the front line, more so than others. This takes a long time to do as well. I don't think I'm very good at it. I'm gonna do the bottom. I'm gonna get the bottom one first. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna add a bit more white to this. Start back again. That's ridiculous. People are buying. I never my coolest out being sick because they're not days there either. Jesus. Jesus. God. Yeah, not good. Not good, you guys. I'm sorry. Oof. Okay. I'm a little more white now. A little more. That's good. Two. Hmm. It's always surprised me how much it is. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm not doing a very good job of them. They really are. They really do make. You can do a good job with highlights. They really do make the mini highlights and the shadows. They really are. What you need to work on, and I definitely need to work on them, but we're getting there. I don't know. Thank you for noticing. And you're going to be. Some people are so aggressive with highlights, and it's really kind of hard to figure out how to do it, if you ask me. Yeah. I might start over. I don't really like how I've highlighted this. I'm just, yeah. Honestly, I don't think it. I gotta start over with the highlights. I'm gonna repaint the green here. Maybe I'll try the blue highlights. I'm gonna reset my clock and maybe I'll do shadows first. I'm just repainting here. I'll show you in a second. Just taking my green base coat and just fucking going right over. Just didn't like the way it looked. It'll dry in a second. Like I had the wrong kind of consistency in my brush too, so it wasn't. I mean, it's still there a little bit. Maybe that in itself is okay. So, see, I just went right back over them. They're still there a little bit. I'm afraid we might not come to the end of this guy tonight, people. Just so you knows, all right? We'll have to wait for a future installment to see everything in its glory. Now, I could. I'm curious. I'm gonna try a different paint here, a different green, to see what it looks like as a highlighter, and just like see what it looks like. Sorry, you're a night owl, Lordy. Tell that. I could even do like a crazy kind of really super light dry brush on that guy to get the highlights, and then highlight the blue. But I'm gonna, is this one? That's pretty, that's too light. I'm gonna try the blue real fast, and then I'll show you something. We'll try to do something with the blue. Pull some blue this way. Just making it edge huts is what I'm doing here. Guess I'll do it all. Quiet and peaceful. That's time to get work done, huh? Okay. Highlights on that guy's thing, and now I might do a little bit lighter. Oh, on color. Okay, we'll make it work. Yeah, it's a little lighter, I think. And where do I start back here, maybe? touch up some of the stuff I just kind of effed a bit. Yeah, so we're just doing a little bit of kind of like edging on his blue edges, right? A little bit. Oof, sorry. And yes, I kind of pop some paint there. Now I should do some kind of other kind of stuff here. I do want to see them. I wonder. See if I can. Let's say I want like this. Gosh, that's too wet. No, okay. So something wet. Never mind. Not dark enough. So something like this. How's this going? Yeah. Here we are. Just trying to, yeah. Trying to make it all work here, people. you like the last one of this guy, or the last mini, or of the highlighting of the edges there? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's yeah. I gotta really think about this, and I think now I'm ready to kind of go back to the green, and but I kind of gotta get that one there. One second. My brush was loaded incorrectly. Now what's this one gonna do? Right there. See, I think that's looking better. On the blue, looking better on the blue. That's what yeah, that's what I was trying to put these like little triangles of kind of lightness on the folds, and I think that looks better for the blue. And now it's to kind of like figure out how to do that better with the green, right? Do that better with the green. I need to look at someone. Okay, yeah, that's it. I gotta do that. I gotta make it kind of an angle as well. We'll try a couple here. So, let me go back to my green. And it's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try this one back here. It's still pretty light. A little darker. I think already looks better. That already looks better. Right there. So following the drapery is what I need to do. I don't know. Huh. The fact that the blue and the green don't match, I guess is okay. So follow the drapery. See, I'm learning every day. Thanks to good people like you. I'm gonna do this one too, right here. Yeah. Looking better. Looking better. Yeah. This one's gonna be kind of hard, but do our best. This one's kind of hard. I'm gonna come over like this. I will edge like this. That. And now it's do it all again with a slightly lighter one. I'm gonna do these two. Still pretty. I need to add a little more light on this one, like this. Edge highlight that again. Yeah, now I'm gonna add a bit more white to this. My goodness, what's that gonna look like? I'm gonna try again back here. It might be the trick just on the centerpiece. Just on the fold. This brush is bad for this. I'm not gonna use this brush. I've got a bad point. Is this the 4? It is the 4. Christ. I can't even do this. What's the 4? I don't know if it's working up. works. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, Marty. Wow, he's looking better. But man, this takes a lot of work. Shit. Oh dear. And how do I now do that? Well, let's think about up here, huh? Oof. Hey, cafe. I gotta get to bed. I don't know what I'm doing still up. I'm having some mildly successful painting, so that's kind of stirring me to stay awake. How are you? That helped from across the globe. You're headed to Europe. That's right. That's right. Malta. Jesus. Let's say hello to Liam for me and his Maltese bride. Wish him the best from me. Still gotta get your fucking sample sent away. When am I gonna do that, man? When is that gonna... I had a good, successful trip to Samoa. It all came together at the last second, of course, as it always does there. So it's kind of frustrating, but it did come together. And yeah, the plan is to go back in September. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I got to get money to do that. So we shall see how it works out. Oh, uh, probably both. Try to do a conference, but also village updates. And yeah, remains to be seen how I coordinate all that and make it all happen, and hopefully get you over there and blah blah blah. But yeah, all the above. This is not yet. Hmm. I don't know, man. Chaos. Why did I do that? Okay, I haven't even fucking blacklined this, so I don't know how I'm gonna. Shadow this. I might shadow. I might try some shadowing right now, but really lightly. Make sure I clean this brush because it's a nice brush. I'll keep this friggin' thing. I can still see green paint in there. I don't like seeing. This is brush paint. I mean, freaking paintbrush soap. A little bit of green in there. Nice, but no. Can't overworry. These aren't sable. These are not sable brushes, so they're not hugely expensive. I don't know how people do this fast. I don't know how they do it quickly. It's just impossible for me to do it quickly. Okay, Carillion green shade. Tell you what though. What, man, what? Banjos would be fun. We'll see. This is it's true. This is I forget. This is Halfling Lodge is the name of this track from Tabletop Audio. Dueling Banjos in the Halfling Lodge. Indeed. Okay, now I don't know. Let's try to do. Actually, I don't think that's gonna. There's a smaller brush. This is to. I'm gonna go to 0. It's just a little bit smaller. And it's kind of dark. That's doing a good job or not. Yes, it kind of is. Darkens it a little bit. Okay. Right there. Okay, we're still going. 20 people still going. I missed something. Yeah, I kind of did. Now, I might take the moon oil and just highlight, or rather shadow, the line between the cuffs and the robe. The tiniest brush I have. I'll see what it looks like. And I might call it quits after that. If it does anything or not. Of course. Here. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. It's probably worth it. That's alright. That's what I think. At top, those two then. I'm addicted to finishing this guy, but I still think it's probably my best interest. Stay up all night and do that. I have to work on these sleeves here. And his staff. And I'm going to finish off by just finishing his hair. Okay. You're up finishing now, dude. At least one of us. I don't think I can pull it off. We're gonna have to go to bed soon. But I'm gonna do his hair and something. Should I do it? Wash it in what? He's got this grayish hair. I might just do it in normal hair. He's almost done. He's almost done. But oh lordy, and you other wonderful viewers, I've got to think of my health and well-being and call it a night, and I'll have to finish him off a later session. But we can't. There's still some problems, but it came together. I need to maybe fix the blue border, but the blue border is some issues there, right? It's not blended. It does highlight things are not blended well enough, but still, we had some false starts. His hat's looking better. I need to do so. We're almost there, right? Gonna finish off his staff, which would be pretty easy to make that pretty cool looking. And his face turned out okay, given that it's tiny as fuck and hidden under a hood. All right, but yeah, we did well. And oh Lordy's written a lot of FAA compliance documents tonight, so we're all safe in the skies. The hood is not easy, not easy. But yeah, I still have to pick up and clean up. That's what I'm taking it off now too, so I can get all my shit together before I hop into Medibuy. There's not a whole lot of people out there to raid. My raid channel thing is not working very well. It's really slow. We're on part 6. Part 6 of how many? Who am I following that's out there? Anyone? Let's check. Let's check real fast. Give me a moment of your time to see what we got going here. 6:13. When does it due? Good lord. Oh gosh. Okay. Esmeralda. She's doing stuff. Nightstar Terror. Oh, that's a module. Yeah, that's a Serena account. Really? Okay. Disomancer. He's expanded. I have my price paid to what I'm guessing almost double. Not, I'm sorry, man. Pays the bills, buys the motorcycles, though, right? I'm guessing. Let's see. I can raid Esmeralda. She's just painting, and she's giving her Barath a pink shiny. This person's a painter, so buys the star citizenships. There you go. Buys the star citizenships. Okay, I'm gonna raid into Esmeralda. She's a painter in the UK, and she's really knows what she's doing. Not a D&D player, but yeah, great person to watch paint. So we'll go there. Thanks, Lori, for being here. Thanks the rest of you. Thanks, Diadems. Thanks, Cafe, for coming in. We'll finish this guy soon. All right. Good night, all.